Hello, Captains. This is the Doctor, and once again, we are at StarTrekOnline.com for the latest Star Trek Online news. I am sitting one day before Season 12 starts. So, this is Wednesday, January 25th, currently, and Season 12 starts literally tomorrow, January 26th. So, by the time you watch this video, Season 12 will be live. I'm very excited about Season 12. This is going to lead into also the anniversary of Star Trek Online. Seventh year of Star Trek Online. Can you believe it? I'll tell you what, people back in the Atari days, when it was being sold and we didn't know what was going to happen with Star Trek Online, people back then, including me, would be completely surprised now to see that it has lasted 7 years, because back then we thought it was over. It was done for. It wasn't going to survive. And it has survived 7 years. I mean, here it is. I've been in this game since beta, before the game was released, before it went gold, before it was public. I was in beta in this game, playing it, and here I am 7 years later, still playing it. This is by far the longest game I have ever played. Online game, I should say, not the longest game I've ever played, the longest online MMO RPG game I have ever played. I haven't even played WoW this long. I haven't even played EverQuest this long. All those other games way back in the day, I played them during the time they were popular, but, didn't play those anymore. This game, however, 7 years still playing it. So this is my game. This is me. I love it. It's still going strong. Definitely in need of a graphics update. Yes, I know it got the latest lighting update, but the engine is dated compared to games of this year. The engine is dated, but that aside, the game is fun and I enjoy it. It is a fun game. So here's what we want to do today: is go over all the news since the last video, all the new news that has come out since then, so that we can see what we're getting for Season 12 and let me know what I need to cover in Season 12. So, okay, where did we leave off in the last video? We saw Tony Todd was coming, the Zenkethi are coming. We talked about the Zenkethi ships. We talked about Season 12 Reckoning coming, the Zenkethi Battle Zone. Excuse me. That's not that. The Gravity Kills STF. The kits and modules research. We might not have talked about this. Yeah, this is where we left off here. So let's click this. Along with many other improvements, Season 12 will see the introduction of the Kits and Modules Research School. This new R&D school gives captains the ability to craft kit modules, kits, and other resources to assist them in ground-based missions. Captains may choose what mark to create new modules and kits at, which determines the required materials and difficulty to craft the item. Progressing through the school increases your crafting skill, unlocking access to higher-level tasks, and giving a greater chance of critical success to your efforts. So that's cool for the people that craft. I don't. Never been a crafter. One thing I just haven't done in Star Trek Online. Maybe to a fault. However, it is what it is. But for those that know what this is and how this will affect them, here you go. New R&D stuff. I mean, that can't be bad, right? I'm not going to read this whole thing, but you guys can come here if you're interested in research and development and read how this is going to work and all this new stuff. With the addition of the kits and modules, research school dynamic kits and kit modules can no longer be upgraded via ground tech upgrades. Universal as well as kits and modules tech upgrades may be used to upgrade these dynamic items. Okay, so a little change there in what's going to be upgradable or not upgradable, because now these things can be crafted. So remind me again in the comments, these crafted items that you guys are now going to be able to create, you can sell them on the exchange, right? because I'm hoping that we see some really cool crafted items that we haven't seen before in these kits and kit modules in the exchange. That would be really cool. That would allow me to get some of these. So there you go. That is coming. A Gathering of Wills. Explore the beginnings of Season 12 Reckoning as we join. So this is, I'm not going to go through this, but this is basically a storyline you can read, giving some background on what's coming in Season 12 about Rodek, I suppose. You guys can go to Star Trek Online and read that. It's basically a storyline. The Lucari Restoration Initiative. So this is the new reputation we're getting, guys. This is it. Now this is the new costume, and this little thing sticking out here just kind of looks like an antenna to me. I guess it is an antenna, but I'm talking like an animal antenna. They almost look like an insect of some sort. I mean, when I first saw this, I was thinking like insectoid. But this is the costume we're getting, or the ground gear set that we're getting. This is the helmet. I'm sure there's a you can also not equip the helmet if you don't want the helmet on. And it's got these tubules sticking out, these antennas sticking out here. I like the pattern down the middle of the chest. That's kind of cool. It's almost like you can see their spine inside or something. Very cool uniform. It looks alive. It looks, technological. It looks like it's, nano controlled. Nanos. There's nanos in it. It's doing nano things. You know what I'm talking about. Like it actually has, nanobots in it that can do things or something. You get the impression of a technologically powered suit anyway through that chest piece. So that's the Lucari, right? Yes, Lucari. The Lucari Restoration Initiative represents their attempts to utilize protomatter to undo damage dealt by the Zinkethi. Their expertise in using protomatter, combined with their sustainable doctrine and scientific focus, have resulted in an approach to exploration that revolves around leaving the universe a better place for all those who share it. The new reputation will be available in Season 12 and will feature all new traits, kit modules, space equipment sets, and ground equipment set. I have already read this page. There is a ton of information here. It would take me a very long time in this video to go through everything, so I'm really not going to go through like everything in detail right now, just because there's so much stuff here. But what I recommend is you go to Star Trek Online and you read about the Lucari Restoration Initiative reputation. The LRIR, let's see what that would say, the LRI, anyway, that made no sense. This is a lot of information. So, I mean, just simply, like everything, you're going to get Lucari marks. You want those Lucari marks in order to, rank up in the reputation and buy the stuff. You earn them in Gravity Kills, which is a new STF, and the Zinkethi Front, and the Zinkethi Battle Zone. Each source of marks allows for scaling rewards, increasing the number of Lucari marks received by performing above expectations or completing bonus objectives. So obviously, there's going to be advanced and elite versions. There's going to be optionals in the STFs. You complete those, you get more marks. We all know how that works, but that's what you'll need are the Lucari marks. And you'll get them with Gravity Kills, Zinkethi Front, and Zinkethi Battle Zone. So keep all that in mind. That's what you want to play. You are also going to need protomatter micro-containers. They are earned in the advanced and elite versions of the queues, which reward Lucari marks. So same thing, so you get this secondary money system, basically, is what it is, in order to buy the gear from the reputation. We all know how that works. You have to have the mark plus that special item in order to buy a gear. You may need like 5 of those special items, in this case protomatter microcontainers, to buy like a shield or something. So that's what you're going to need. You're going to have to play advanced or elite to get those, or you can also go into the battle zone and get some there as well. Pretty much just like the Terran battle zone, the Mirror Universe battle zone. Or the ending battle zone. Because proto matter is a sale, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Rewards. This is what we're going to get. Obviously, there is a space set. It's a 4-piece space set. You've got a deflector, an impulse engine, a regenerative shield, and a warp core or singularity core. So, of course, we knew that was going to happen. You get that with like every reputation. The shield is the regenerative shield. This time, it's not covariant. So this is it's got extra resistance to Tetrion damage, interestingly enough. It has enhanced shield emitters that cause them to heal nearby allies passively. So a lot of healing and resistance to Tetrion damage with that shield. So I'm wondering if that's what the Zenkethi use, is Tetrion energy. It must be if we're getting a Tetrion damage resistance shield. That's what I'm thinking anyway. The warp core is, let's see, it's designed to overcharge auxiliary and a shield power, increasing the ship's maximum and current auxiliary and shield power. It also gives a bonus shield power based on your current aux power level. It is equipped with a point jump technology. So there you go. A lot of shield power and a lot of aux power in this build. It again almost sounds very science-y, except for the healing of some of that stuff is a little more engineering. I'm just kind of skimming over this right now, see what the deflector is. The deflector increases hull and shield restoration capabilities. Yeah, sounds almost like the Kobali stuff to me. Impulse engines are especially reactive to the state of the ship. They come standard with kinetic resistance and additionally grant immobility and regeneration buff. A lot of healing in this. I mean, it really is reminding me of Kobali's set. Interesting. Alright, interesting. We'll have to check it out, naturally. These are the bonuses you get with it. The 2-piece bonus is a 10% recharge time reduction on hull and shield healing bridge officer abilities. Supercharged shield emitters, regenerative shield overflows, set shield passive range increased, and an enhanced point jump. Point jump reduced recharge to 120 seconds and gain temporary hit points. And foes receive a penalty to shield hardness. So some interesting abilities there, I guess. More healing stuff, or the ability to heal faster by reducing bridge officer ability times. Armaments. We got a weapon set with this, so not just a space set, we're also getting a weapon set. We've got a piezoelectric focuser console. We've got a photon torpedo launcher. And we've got Polaron weapons. Okay, so this is a Polaron build. There you go. If you want the weapon set, you're going to have to go with a Polaron build on your Lucari reputation stuff. So everybody get your Polarons ready, because we're going purple. So the piezoelectric focuser console utilizes advanced technology to generate piezoelectric power from the natural vibrations of the ship and boost the efficiency of various parts of your ship. Slotting this console grants an increase to Polaron damage, turn speed, and maximum shield capacity. So more shield capacity, turn speed, crazy enough with that, and then increased Polaron damage. So yes, this is a Polaron build. You're going to be using Polarons with this if you want the armaments set. You don't want to mix it up there, because what you can do is you can use all of your tactical console slots to boost Polaron damage, and then have this extra universal console piezoelectric focuser in a science slot probably, and that will also increase Polaron damage. So it's like having another tactical console slot on your ship, just increasing more Polaron damage. Just another way to get some more Polaron damage. You got a photon torpedo launcher, different effects, different firing modes, provides Zenkethi ships from creating proto-matter radiation hazards on death We'll have to see how that works. Advanced Piezo Polaron Weaponry. The Advanced Polaron Beam Array has a chance to heal you and nearby allies for a % of their hull and shield over time. More healing stuff. They really want you to do a lot of healing here. This makes me wonder if the Zenkethi are going to be some pretty tough enemies here. Or you can get dual heavy cannons if you want a cannon build with that. It also has bonuses, 1 and 2 piece bonus. The 2-piece bonus is increased photon projectile damage, increased Polaron weapon damage. So there you go, even more of Polaron weapon damage if you have 2 of these pieces on there. That's like twice. I don't know if that is twice, but it's 2 separate things buffing Polaron damage is what I'm trying to say. Increased drain expertise. Protomatter in drain expertise, huh? So yeah, this is more like a science build. It's more like a healing science build, I guess. Protomatter infused torpedoes. If your high-yield advanced piezoelectric torpedoes are shot down before reaching the target, they will spawn a protomatter hazard that grants allied players a hull and shield regeneration boost for flying into it. So they create this hazard that if you fly into it, you get a hull and shield boost on your team. Well, okay, that's interesting, but you would have to fly into it, I guess. Huh, a lot more healing stuff. I mean, what is this healing thing? They really are pushing the healing stuff on this set. Obviously, there's also a ground set, 3 pieces. You've got the Proto-Restorative Combat Armor, the Proto-Reactive Shield, and the Piezoelectric Wrist Apparatus. So, a Restorative Combat Armor, Peaceful Policy. The armor comes equipped with active regenerative properties and advanced adaptive engineering for encounters with enemies of similar technological prowess. Well, that's vague. Proto-Reactive Shield is designed to be adaptable, powered using refined protomatter energy harnessing techniques. Okay, protomatter then. A countermeasure for when power reserve drops significantly. The shield will disperse a protomatter regenerative field so that the wearer and nearby allies can be saved in the case of sudden, unexpected dangers. The Lucari have ideals as much as we lost confidence space. This leads engineering teams to develop a wrist device that was capable of both reinforcing offensive capabilities and providing a support role in the scenario warrants it. Additionally, due to the electric output of the device, enemy offensive and supportive electronics can be dispatched quickly and tactically. Okay, the wrist device sounds interesting. Obviously, 2 bonuses here. You've got increased outgoing healing bonus, increased electrical damage, and then you have chance when taking damage while shields are active to convert some incoming damage for a few seconds into shield healing. More healing. Kit modules. Protomatter generator drone creates a mobile drone that follows the user and provides passive health and shield regeneration to allies that stand near it. More regeneration and healing. Piezoelectric lattice will root and cause electrical damage over time to the target and up to 4 other nearby targets. Tactile kit module, piezoelectric grenade. The grenade explodes on contact, dealing area of effect damage, as well as a high amount of electric damage over time. I would like to see that one, like an electric grenade. Traits, of course, these are the passive traits that you enable as you work through the reputation. I'm not going to go over these too in depth. When we get the reputation in the game, I will look at these a little bit more. We've got search, slippery target, viral weapon overload, evasive tactics, viral engine overload, reactive protomatter infusion, piezoelectric discharge, automated protomatter conduits, piezoelectric weapon amplification, and then a ground ability for our active power is going to be an electric perimeter snare. A piezoelectric perimeter snare creates a patch of mechanical tendrils at the target, which damage and root foes. Any foes that move into the snare will be slowed. All targets caught in the patch will receive electrical burns, which deals damage over time. I'd like to see that in practice too. So that is what's coming in the reputation, folks. A lot of stuff to look at. Again, I will be working on the reputation, and as I unlock parts and stuff, we'll take a look at it. When it comes to the game, we'll take a look at what's available. When I get it unlocked, we'll see what's in the store. But it looks like this is going to be a Polaron build this time. And I need to think. I don't even have a ship on the Federation side that uses Polarons. I might have one on the Klingon side, actually, that I do have a Polaron build with. Okay. What else do we have? The Undiscovered lockbox. The final years of the 23rd century were a time of great turmoil for the Federation. Klingons and Romulans, many advanced technology, blah, 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 blah. Let's just get straight to it. The Undiscovered lockbox's grand prize is the 23rd century Tier 6 Dreadnought pack, which contains 3 new TOS-era Dreadnought ships, one for each faction. Federation characters get the prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6, Klingon characters get the D9 Dreadnought Battlecruiser, and Romulans get the Thride Dreadnought Warbird. This pack may be freely traded between characters and sold on the exchange, allowing captains to get the ship of their choice. Each of these vessels has its own console and starship mastery. Wow, so a new lockbox and, of course, new ships. The prototype Dreadnought Cruiser is equipped with a console universal dynamic power redistribution module. Starships equipped with this console are capable of greatly strengthening their structural integrity field for a short time, thus providing a large increase to hull regeneration rate and damage resistance rating. Additionally, this power can be redirected from the structural integrity field to other systems to provide a large boost to all outgoing damage as long as the starship's hull strength remains at 80% or above. Provides a passive bonus to all energy damage resistance rating and directed energy damage. Sif Shunt. Activating any hull healing ability while at full strength provides a boost to all power levels. This effect may stack up to 3 times. The D9 Dreadnought is equipped with a constant universal disruption pulse emitter. Starships equipped with this wreaking havoc on critical starship systems. These pulses disable and deal moderate physical damage to any foes in front of the user. This console also provides a passive bonus to the starship's control expertise and starship particle emitter skill. And we've got the other one, the Warbird, comes with the universal secondary shield projector. A starship with this console equipped is capable of enveloping allies within a secondary shield. Affected allies gain a large amount of secondary shielding. Additionally, the secondary shield projector cleanses all hazard and debuff effects on affected allies once every second while active. The console provides a passive bonus to shield hardness and to the starship shield emitter skill. Wow. Ooh, look at this. NX. You knew it had to happen, right? I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. I don't think an NX should be a Tier 6 starship in the 25th century. That just doesn't feel right. I mean, am I wrong or am I right? Does it feel right to be flying a Tier 6 NX in the 25th century? Somebody tell me. Starfleet captains may also purchase the NX Escort Refit Tier 6 from the Low-Buy store. This ship comes equipped with a console universal point defense bombardment warhead. Activating this console launches a warhead that slowly travels to your target. Any enemy starship unfortunate enough to get within the warhead's attack range will be repeatedly bombarded with photon torpedoes. The warhead detonates on reaching its target, causing heavy kinetic damage to the target and all nearby foes. This console also provides a passive bonus to projectile damage and critical hit chance. And then you get preferential targeting. Activating beam, fire at will, and cannon scatter volley will cause beam overload and cannon rapid fire to deal 50% additional damage for the next 30 seconds. So this is an escort, obviously. Klingon and Romulan characters may obtain the NX Escort Refit console and starship trait via the cross-faction bundle NX Escort Refit equipment in the Low-Buy store. Wow. There are many other prizes in the lockbox, such as R&D packs, boosts, and other assorted items. There's a cross-faction console pack, a cross-faction starship trait pack to gain access to the consoles and traits from their opposing faction ships. Captains who wish to delve further into some of the mysteries of the 23rd century can make use of the 23rd century research duty officer assignments. Captains may also find undiscovered bridge officer training manuals. Got some new abilities. Overload integrity field. Increases your starship hull repair stat. Science structural analysis. Target is affected by a damage resistant debuff. Tactical distributed targeting. Marks a single target. Percentage of all weapon damage done to the marked target is chained up to 3 foes. I don't know, guys, how I feel about a Tier 6 NX in the 25th century. I just don't know. I mean, I guess toss ships are bad enough that we have Tier 6 toss ships in the 25th century. But going back to a 22nd century starship? I mean, seriously? Ooh, guys, I don't know. But they're doing it. And I know why they're doing it, because somebody out there like me is going to buy it, and they're going to make money off of it. It's just simply that there's a market for it, and if there's a market for it, they're going to sell it because they can make money. It's just logic. It's just logic, but still, it doesn't make sense. Oh boy, there's so much here to go through. PC Infinity box update. We've got some new Elachi ships. I was looking at these two. Tier 6 version of the Elachi Escalf Escort and Elachi Monbosch battleship. There's the Tier 6 Elachi Ornish battlecruiser can be purchased in a low-buy store. This is the Infinity lockbox, obviously. I would love to have these Tier 6 Elachi ships. I gotta say, I really enjoyed the Elachi ships when I had them. I have both the Monbosch and the Escalf. I have both of them, and I love them. They're great ships. Well, I guess I didn't like the Monbosch so much, but the Escalf, one of my favorite ships, honestly, in this game. I really liked it. So a Tier 6 Escalf would kind of be right up my alley. I really want that. But Infinity lockbox, so we'll see. I don't have good luck with lockboxes, and I don't really open a lot of lockboxes either. Here's all the stats. That I'm not going to go over all this right now. Obviously, there's just so much information here, but just real quick, it's a Tier 6 ship. 4 forward, 3 aft. It's got 1 commander tactical, so this is an escort through and through. Enhanced crescent wave cannon. Crescent wave discharge starship trait. Look at that. That is so beautiful. I love crescent shaped weapons. I mean, that's just such a unique idea. There's the Ornish battlecruiser. This is 1 lieutenant. This is 1 commander engineering. So this is more of an engineering cruiser type ship. 444 aft. Has a bigger hull on it. Has blah, 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 blah. It has stuff. It has the enhanced Elachi subspace transceiver. Improved crescent wave cannon set with this too. This is cool. I'm just reading this for the first time, actually. Cool. Yeah, I like the sound of this stuff. I would love to have these Elachi ships, but again, a Infinity box, so we'll see what happens. But that's some new stuff there. If you play the lockbox lottery, that is some stuff you can get. Here is a little bit of info about the new mission we're getting, the new playable mission we're getting, continuing the Lucari storyline. It's called Of Signs and Portents. That's erotic. One of the keystones of Lucari technology is the peaceful use of protomatter. With it, they were able to turn their home planet, once a frozen moon orbiting a gas giant, into a verdant paradise. It is what has allowed the Lucari to thrive in relative isolation. But others in the galaxy, including their new allies, do not view protomatter as a safe, clean energy source with limitless potential for creation. Elsewhere, it has been used as a weapon of mass destruction. Someone is calling down the terrible destructive power of protomatter on the frontier of the Alpha Quadrant, not far from Lucari space. What is unclear is who or why. The recently completed Lucari flagship, under the command of Captain Kumarake, is prepared to travel to the edge of known space. Together with members of the Alliance, including the legendary Klingon General Radek, the Lucari are determined to unravel the mystery. So the mission will be available to all players level 10 and above. Look forward to playing that. So that should be fun. I like new missions. A key cell. Obviously they're gonna need that so they can open some lock boxes. Season 12 giveaway day. I never really talked about this, but up until the release of all this, they've been giving a promotional thing where you get free stuff every day. Excuse me. I have enjoyed that. Today's was most good. Today's was they gave away dry dock slots and 2 free starship slots for every character that you have. Not just your account, but every character. So I logged into every character today and claimed my 2 free starship slots. Boy, do I need that, because I always, you can imagine, I always am running out of starship slots. That is just highly, highly in need of me. I end up having to put a lot of ships into dry dock so I can have more slots. Alright, all our crusades who are the Zenkethi. I think this is another storyline. I'm not going to read it here. It's very long. But you can read it on your own to give you some background on the Zenkethi. By the way, they were mentioned in DS9. I was right about that. Undiscovered lockbox. There's the NX. We already talked about this, or did we not? No, wait. Oh, this is different. The undiscovered lockbox and low-buy ships stats. We're getting all kinds of lockboxes. How many lockboxes can they have at once? Too many, I think. Prototype Dreadnought Cruiser Tier 6 Atlas class. Well, this is all the stats on these ships. Okay, we did talk about all this. But this is all the stats on the ships here. So Tier 6. Yeah, it's a... 1 Commander Engineering. It's a cruiser engineering ship. Not an escort. 4 weapons though. But it's Commander Engineering. Cool. Hangar bays. It's got hangar bays loaded with Type F shuttles. It's got dynamic power distribution module, SIF shunt, Dreadnought battlecruiser. Again, you guys can go through all these stats if you're interested in them. I'm not going to go through all of it now. There's just so much information here. Catastrophic overload starship trait. Here's the Warbird. But you guys know what you're getting. You can come here, or know what you might be interested. You can come to this webpage and, come get all this, read all this stuff yourself. Well, let's look at the NX stats. That's the one I'm real interested in here. Low buy store, Tier 6. Not the highest hull strength. Of course, it's an escort. 1.05 shield modifier. Hardly any shield modifier. 4 weapons. 2 aft, though. Not much in the aft. It's got a small aft, but a big 4. It has 1 lieutenant tactical pilot. 1 commander tactical. It's an escort. 1 lieutenant commander engineering. 1 ensign science, 1 lieutenant commander universal or temporal operative. So this thing supports a temporal operative or a pilot specialized seating. So there you go. That's pretty flexible, actually. I mean, you can build it a lot of ways. 5 tactical slots, 4 engineering, only 2 science. 16 degrees per second turns good. Plus 15 to weapon power and plus 5 to engine. You got the point defense bombardment warhead, and of course you got the mastery package ending with preferential targeting starship trait. Let's see what the preferential starship trait is. After reaching level 5, you'll unlock that trait. While this trait is slotted, oh yeah, that's the one where you activate beam fire at will, cannon scatter volley, and it makes overload and rapid fire do 50% more damage. So interesting that it does that. It also has a retrofitting set, synergistic. It's a 4-piece set. It has 4 consoles, dynamic power redistribution module, disruption pulse emitter, secondary shield projector, and the point defense bombardment warhead. So you have to get these from different things. This comes from the Klingon and Romulan, stuff in Romulan only. So this comes from all over the place. You have to get like that that other faction stuff trait set crap. Plus phaser and disruptor and plasma directed energy weapon damage. Well, at least they give you a choice. Recharge time reduction for all consoles in the set. Upgrades all consoles in this set to have additional bonuses. Dynamic power distribution gets damage buff increased. Disruption pulse emitter gets physical damage increased. Extended secondary shields gets the increased secondary shield potency. Point defense bombardment warhead will fire micro torpedoes more frequently. So basically it's all of these consoles, and it enhances their abilities when it's all together in all 4 pieces. But you have to get them from all the other ships, so you have to own like all the ships to get them. Or I guess you can get that bundle thing that has the other faction stuff. Maybe that's how that works. Type F shuttles on the Atlas. We've got dual fighters on the Klingon ship, and Tele fighters on the Romulan ship. Okay, well, there you go. Whew. A lot of ship stats there. NX, Tier 6 NX. Here's what I'm looking forward to. Just on this picture alone, you guys don't know this about me, but I got a thing for triangle-shaped starships. Or more importantly, more like wing-shaped ships. Like, you know, if it had long wings on, like, you know, a bit like a boomerang style type ship. But the triangle also intrigues me quite a bit. I like this design, and I wish we saw this more in Star Trek. In Star Trek, we seem to find weirdly, oddly shaped ships. They're either shaped like carriers, like, you know, aircraft carriers, or they're shaped like the Starfleet Federation ships. They're pretty unique. They have a saucer, the hull, the warp nacelles up high. That's a pretty cool design. Klingon, you know, everyone has their style, but we really don't see a lot of triangle ships or boomerang ships, like the Wells class, for example. Those 29th century ships, I really like the shape of them. But this is cool. This is a proper UFO right here. I mean, you know, you saw that flying in the sky in the real world. That's a UFO. That's what we would think is, you know, aliens are flying out there. And the Lucari, apparently, they're the aliens that are flying this. Anyway, I like this ship, the look of it. I don't know what the stats are on it yet. I just know I like the looks of it, and I want one. It appears to be a science ship as well. During Star Trek Online's 7th anniversary event, you will be able to obtain 7th anniversary prize vouchers by participating in the event. The 7th anniversary prize vouchers can be spent on an event or reputation project to obtain the Tier 6 Lucari Hokun science vessel. This project requires 1,000 anniversary prize vouchers. 400 of them can be obtained by completing of signs and portents. So you get 400 straight off from doing the featured episode, which is what we expect in a anniversary event. I mean, we've got that for the last several years. It's worked that way. Glad to see it's continuing. And then all you have to do is earn the others every day, get up to 1,000. Boom shakalaka, you got yourself a Hokun ship. I want this so bad. Look at that. Tell me that is not a sexy ship. That makes me very excited, folks. Look at those edges. Just look at those edges. Look at that skin. I want to touch that skin. I'm going to put my hands on that ship and just stroke it nicely. Back and forth. Up and down. I like that ship. I'll take one, please. The Hokun class is the first warp-capable starship that is entirely of Lucari design. Lucari engineers took what they learned from the Alliance's starships and applied it to build something truly unique. The Hokun is a highly agile starship that is specialized in providing support to Allied starships. The starship features a Lieutenant Commander Engineering / Intel Bridge Officer Station. So, Faction All Tier 6 Availability Star Trek Anniversary Event. Required rank level 40. It has a very low hull strength, but it's a science ship. Does have a very high shield modifier, actually. 1.42, that is way up there. 4 weapons, 3, aft 3. Very typical for a science ship, 3-3. You see that a lot in science ships, so nothing spectacular or different there. 1 lieutenant tactical, 1 lieutenant commander engineering intel, 1 lieutenant science, 1 commander science, 1 lieutenant universal. 2 tactical, 4 engineering, 5 science, 13.5 degrees a second. It turns pretty good. Plus 10 to shield power and aux power. It has a proto-matter field projector. Comes with Radon Reconnaissance Warp Core, so it has a unique warp core. Sensor analysis, of course. You have plus exotic damage, shield hit points, plus healing, shield regen hardness, and then the proto-matter capacitor trait. Look at that. That is so cool looking. The Lucari Hogan Science Vessel comes equipped with a proto-matter field projector universal console. Starships equipped with this console are capable of emitting a proto-matter field centered on them for a short time. Allies that enter this field will have their hull and shield regeneration rates dramatically increased as long as they remain within its area. This console also provides a passive bonus to starship hull repair and shield emitter skills. It may be equipped on any starship. So basically that's an ally ability, not an offensive ability, unfortunately. It's it will help your allies, but it will not hurt your enemies. I was hoping for the console to be more of an offensive ability, but oh well. Let's see what the trait does. After reaching level 5, you get Proto-Matter Capacitor Starship trait. While this trait is slotted, hitting an enemy with charged particle burst, a tachyon beam, or energy siphon will provide a stack of proto-matter charge. Each stack of proto-matter charge increases the user's hull and shield regeneration. So again, this is more about healing yourself than doing damage. The trait and the console are about healing yourself or allies. So no real offensive abilities there. Everything's defensive so far on this science ship. Let's read about the Radon Warp Cores. I've never heard of this before. This is new. This starship's reward pack also comes with the Braden Reconnaissance Warp Core. Romulan captains also get a Braden Reconnaissance Singularity Core. The mark level of the Warp Core scales with the captain's level. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, overcharged Warp Cores increase auxiliary power by 5. So this is a overcharged Warp Core. Aux power. Braden Reconnaissance Warp Cores are designed to overcharge auxiliary power levels, increasing a ship's maximum auxiliary power. The Warp Core also gives a bonus engine power based on your current auxiliary power level, so heightened engine power, more maneuverability out of the ship. Increased flight speed. The Warp Core is configured to use a higher warp factor when in slipstream, and comes with an upgraded engine capacitor that buffs your entire team. So an engine buff for your team. It's upgradable to Mark 12. Further upgrades require technology points and dilithium is normal. And then you have the Singularity Core version of it. So nothing that I've read on this ship is an offensive ability. Everything's defensive. You're either healing your allies or you're healing yourself, or the Warp Core is helping with maneuverability or engine buff or aux power. So really nothing on this ship screams, none of its native power abilities are anything to do with an offensive ability. The only offensive ability is whatever you put on it through your bridge officers. That's kind of unique. It's different. They're really going heavy on this regenerative healing stuff this time around. But in order to get that healing ability on the proto-matter capacitor or the engine ability or whatever, you have to use a tachyon beam or a charged particle burst or an energy siphon. Again, none of those are really an offensive ability either. An energy siphon will, I guess, technically weaken your enemy, debuff them. A tachyon beam will debuff them, and a charged particle burst I'm really not too familiar with because I don't use it, but I'm guessing it's a debuff as well. So really, these things are like not really to be offensive abilities. Kind of an interesting ship. I wonder how I'm going to build it then, knowing that it doesn't have any offensive abilities. It's just all about support. It's a science support ship is what it is. A heavy, heavy science support ship. Healing and healing yourself and allies and engine buffs, maneuverability, that sort of thing. That's what this ship is. It is a science support ship. How am I going to build that? Because I don't really fly that type of science ship. I like to fly an offensive science ship. I fly science offensive. I use gravity well. I use Tychon's Rift. I use exotic damage. I want to blow the enemy out of the sky using science. I'm going to kill them with science. But on this ship, you're not killing with science. This ship, you're healing with science. So, a very different kind of build for me. It'll be interesting. But I want it, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to try it, and I'm going to fly it, and I'm going to review it. You know it. It's going to happen. Oh, yeah. What else do we have here? Well, that's it. PC patch notes. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. Wow, a ton of news. I mean, a lot of ship stats there. We're getting a lot of new ships. I've got a lot of reviews to do here lined up in the future. But a lot more lock boxes than I would have thought as well. I can't open all these lock boxes, and I'm not lucky opening these lock boxes anyway. I never get ships through a lock box. The only way I'm going to be able to get ship is if somebody is friendly to me, or if I can afford them in the exchange. Because the lockbox, yeah, I got terrible luck at that. But I'll tell you what, I want all these ships. I mean, I certainly do. The one that interests me a lot is the anniversary ship, the science one. I really like that. Otherwise, I'm trying to think which other ships I would really want here. The Elachi ships. Oh yeah, the Elachi ships. That's what I want. Definitely the Elachi ships. I would rather have the Elachi ships over the TOS Dreadnought or Klingon or Romulan TOS ship or NX. I would rather have an Elachi Esgulf, Tier 6 Esgulf, or the other Elachi ships. So that's kind of my pecking order here. I want the Elachi ships, and I want this Hokun. Of course, I'm gonna go for the Hokun, but yeah, the Elachi ships are probably what I'm gonna try to push for, because that's really what I want. I'd rather have that over anything else. Tier 6 Esgulf. That's like the first ship I want. So yeah, I gotta say I'm not very interested in a Tier 6 NX. Not very interested in a TOS Tier 6 Dreadnought. Although I'm curious, maybe I would be once I flew it. Maybe it'd be different. I do have a TOS character that I can fly it on, so that would be interesting, and I could do that. I think I will do that, but yeah. Anyway, that's kind of my order. I want the Elachi ships, Lucari ship. I want all the ships. Who am I kidding? I want all the ships. I just want every ship anyway. Because I'm going to review it. I'm going to fly it. I'm going to try it. Yeah, I want every ship. Oh, man. I've got a ship problem. I'm a starship addict, and I admit it freely. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay, so that's the news. That's the stuff. That's what's happening. That's what's coming. So here's what I'm going to do. January 26th, starting tomorrow, this stuff comes out. Very first video I'm going to make is going to be a video about what's new in Star Trek Online. I'm going to go through the game and look and see what we can do with Season 12, see what there is to play, what there is to play with, and what there is to do. That way you know when you go in the game what to do with it. Season 12 will be here, the anniversary will be here, whatever. What do you do with it? That's what that video will be about. The second video that I will make, the direct second video, is to jump into that featured episode mission of Signs and Portents and play that mission. That is the second video I will make. I want to play that mission. And then from there, we'll see what is next. I will probably play the new STFs after that and make videos on the new STFs once I figure them out. The battle zone as well, including that. So that's the order of things. That's what we will do, is that what's new, of Signs and Portents, and then the STFs. That will be the order of videos I will do. How does that sound? That's nice and structured, isn't it? That's the deal, folks. All of that will be out starting tomorrow. I will start the videos tomorrow, and then through the weekend, probably do the STF videos on the weekend, because I I got to play those STS. I got to figure them out, but it's going to take me a little time, and I don't really have the time this week to do it, but this weekend I will be able to get to those STS. So that is the deal, folks. That's the plan. That's what's going to happen. Stay tuned to the channel. Hit notifications so you get the videos and see them up. Check it out. Sit back, relax, have fun. There you go. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Oh, and tell me what you think of a Tier 6 NX in the freaking 25th century. Thank you.